Now for our story. Mario Descari plodded rather wearily along the edge of his north field on the way back to the farmhouse. He'd been working hard since before sunup, and he was hot and weary. The house sat at the top of a slight incline, and when he reached Carla's kitchen garden, Mario stopped and looked back at his land. His expression was one of quiet pride as his eyes swept the rich earth which was his, to work in, to feed, and to be fed by. As he started around the screen porch, which opened off the summer kitchen, he heard his wife's voice from within.
I hope you'll be along soon. It's been so hot today.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind, dear. I made a cake, and there's some cider. Do you want to wash out there? Then we can sit down under the tree for a while.
Okay.
There's a clean towel on the clothesline. I'll be right out, Mario. Oh, now you'll feel better.
Oh, sure feels good to get your head wet.
I love the way your hair all curls like that when it's damp.
I should think you'd be used to it by this time.
That's the funny thing. I never get used to anything about you.
Nothing, Carla?
Nothing, Mario. It's always as if I were seeing you for the first time.
Well, good.
Now, come out in front. I got everything ready. You can sit down and take it easy for a while before you go to town.
Oh, this is swell, Carla. Me. Boy, what a difference.
From the army?
Yeah. You get back to camp, so beach you can hardly lift one foot after another. Take a drink out of your canteen. Did you ever taste warm water from an army canteen?
You know I didn't.
It sure has a funny taste, baby. I don't know how to say it, but all you can say for it is, it's wet.
Never mind, Mario. You're home now. You'll never have to go away again.
Oh, I hope to tell you I won't.
At least no further than Wakefield or Huntsville.
Oh, I wish I didn't even have to go that far today.
But we need groceries.
You got the list ready, baby?
Mm-hmm. And, Mario, you won't forget the sugar, will you? I want to make some jam.
Okay.
And, Mario, there's something else.
Oh, now, don't tell me I have to go into one of those stores for dames to buy a ribbon or something.
Oh.
Makes me feel like a sissy.
No, nothing like that today. But suppose we had a baby, Mario. There'd be lots of funny things you'd have to buy for me.
If we had a baby, that would be different. I wouldn't mind. Oh, if we did.
We will, Mario. You wait.
Yeah, but when?
Be patient, Mario. When it's the Lord's will, then we'll have a baby. You'll see. Oh, but anyway, today I have an errand for you.
Go ahead. What is it?
We're going to have company tomorrow, Mario.
Company? Why didn't you tell me?
But I'm telling you now, and I want you to invite our guest.
Well, who's it going to be?
Mr. Meade.
Mr. Meade? How come you want to invite him out here all of a sudden?
Why, Mario, it isn't all of a sudden at all. We've been saying we wanted to, and tomorrow seems like a good time. Don't you remember the talk you and I had yesterday on our way home from Wakefield?
Sure, I remember.
And how you said you were sorry about being so mean, saying such bad things about your friend, and about me too, Mario.
Yeah, I know.
You said you wouldn't be like that anymore, that you knew it was a foolish idea, all in your own head.
Maybe I did say that, but...
So that's why I want you to invite Mr. Meade to dinner, as a penance for you, Mario. That Mr. Calvert, he gave you bad thoughts, but if Mr. Meade comes, we'll all be happy, have a good time, and you'll forget those wrong ideas.
Wrong ideas?
Oh, now, Mario, you know they are. Don't you really? Look at me, Mario. When you look at me, can't you see how much I love you?
Well, yes, Carla, baby. I see.
Oh, then smile, Mario. It's all right now, isn't it? Tell me.
Yes. Yes, it's all right.
Seeing her husband's warm boyish smile again, the young Italian girl was relieved and happy. But she would have been very much disturbed had she known that Mario's anger had been noted with great satisfaction yesterday by Ben Calvert, that it had given him an idea for a plan of action. Now, as the first step in that plan, Ben enters the cool depths of Smitty's pool hall in Wakefield. The man he seeks, the local know-it-all, is there as Ben expected.
Hi, Ben. Where you been keeping yourself lately?
Oh, I've been around, Georgie. Golly, it's hot today.
Dreadful, Ben. simply dreadful. You know, this is the kind of weather that really makes me envy the women.
Well, Georgie, that's a surprise. Just how do you mean that?
Well, they can wear little thin cotton dresses of theirs and be comfortable. And here we are all bundled up.
Come to think of it, Georgie, you might be quite fetching in a little cotton gown.
Oh, now, Ben, that's a fine thing to say. But it's really awful up at the Sentinel office. Honestly, sometimes I get so hot I can't even settle down to write my column.
So you just quietly come down here to Smitty's and refresh yourself, eh, Georgie?
Can you blame me?
No, I can't say I do. Well, just to show my sympathy, I'll buy you a drink. What'll it be?
Say, that's nice of you, Ben. I could stand another root beer.
All right. Large Coke and a root beer, Jim.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, Georgie, how's the world been treating you?
Oh, can't complain too much, Ben.
I've been reading that series of yours in the paper. Those interviews with the returning servicemen.
Yeah?
Thought they were darn good, too.
Here you are, Mr. Calvert.
No, thank you, son. Thank you.
Well, glad you like those articles. You know, it's quite a trick interviewing those guys. Most of them don't like to talk about themselves. They get all fidgety when you try to get any information out of them.
Well, you're the lad who can do it if anyone can. I always say if you want to know what's going on in this town, just ask Georgie Stewart. You certainly have an ear for gossip, Georgie.
Oh, not gossip, Ben. I'd prefer to put it this way. Say I have a nose for news.
Well, however you put it. Anyway, those interviews were as fine a thing of their type as I've read anywhere.
Well, thanks, Ben.
I particularly like the one about what's-his-name, that Descari boy.
Oh, yes. Well, Mario can have a very colorful way of speaking. He's a sensible fella. Of course, I tried to capture that quality. You know, to give the feeling of his Italian background.
You did, Georgie. You got it.
Well, Ben, I'm certainly flattered that you liked it.
Yes, what you said about the way he felt about being home. The things he found here. And I guess he found plenty of surprises waiting for him, eh, Georgie? But, of course, you could hardly print that.
Hmm?
Oh, you know what I mean about Descari's wife.
Well, what do you mean?
Maybe you don't know. I assumed everybody did. Oh, well, skip it, Georgie.
What is this? You can tell me, Ben.
Well, it's just a rumor, I guess. I don't know that it's true.
Yes?
Look, I like Mario.
Well,
You won't let this go any further?
you know me, Ben. Of course not.
Now, mind you, this is just hearsay. But from what I hear, Descari just got back from overseas in time.
No. You mean his wife?
Well, she's a very good-looking girl, you know.
Well, what about her? You don't mean to say that she... No.
The fact is, they say that she and Bill Meade are a whole lot more friendly than Descari likes, and that he's pretty sore about it. That is, according to the story I heard.
You don't say. Well, I'll be darned. That is news.
Of course, I don't know how much truth there is in it, but, well, that's what I heard.
Oh, you never know, do you? To look at that gal, you'd say butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. And Bill Meade... oh, I'm sorry, Ben, I forgot. He was married to your daughter.
That's why I know Bill Meade better than most people. It wouldn't surprise me at all, from what I know of him. On the other hand, you'd better keep the story under your hat. I may be talking out of turn.
Oh, you can depend on me, Ben. I won't say a word.
Ben Calvert looked at the thin, graying little chap with secret amusement. Georgie Stewart was notorious all over town as a man who was absolutely incapable of keeping any sort of secret. Ben knew very well he could depend on his rumors spreading within an hour, passing from one person to the next, each time with a little more exaggeration. Yes, Ben thought with satisfaction as he walked back to his office. For this afternoon's work, he could certainly put down the words, "Mission accomplished." Now for our story. David Bowman was an attractive man. He'd always taken a modest pride in keeping his body lean and sturdy, and the healthy, active life he'd led in his youth stood him in good stead now when he was close to 50. His thick gray hair still had the hint of curl which had tempted women to run their hands through it in his college days, and his gray-green eyes were clear with fine, slanting smile lines at the corners. David had always dressed in good, though rather conservative taste, but today, as he sat opposite Lily Devon, the lovely blonde entertainer from Chicago, in his little enclosure at the bank, an observant person might have noticed a subtle, almost indefinable change. Perhaps it was the fact that his solid blue tie was a shade brighter in color than was customary with him, or it might be that a touch more of handkerchief was showing in the breast pocket of his well-cut suit. Now, whatever it was, there was an undeniably approving look in Lily Devon's eyes as she said,
It was
It's awfully nice of you to get these papers ready so soon, Mr. Bowman. I know Dell's anxious to get things settled.
No trouble at all, Miss Devon. Glad to do it.
You know, I wish you'd call me Lily. That is, if you don't mind. I'm not used to being Miss. Makes me feel kind of formal.
Well, that's very nice of you. Matter of fact, I was going to suggest that
Oh, no. I mean, if you're going to say what I think you are, Mr. Bowman, I just couldn't. I mean, you're a businessman. You know what I mean. It wouldn't seem right for me to be informal with you.
I believe I know what you're trying to say, Lily. Well, perhaps you're right. People do have a tendency to think of bankers somewhat as they think of doctors, or even streetcar motormen. Never think of them as individuals out of their professional capacity, you might say. And then, when a man gets to be my age...
Oh, I didn't mean... Oh, but you're not old, Mr. Bowman. Not a bit. I mean, I used to be a little scared of you, as I told you before. But not now.
I'm glad you're not scared of me anymore, Lily. I was quite shocked to learn what an ogre I must have seemed to you.
Oh, well, you mustn't pay any attention to me. Oh, I'm such a dope. I get wound up sometimes and say the darndest things. Never have learned to keep my mouth shut.
I hope you never do. It makes conversation with you a series of delightful surprises. I enjoyed our little dinner the other night all the more because of your wonderful lack of affectation. It's quite refreshing to find someone like you in this day and age.
Oh, I had an awfully good time, too. The nicest time I've had since I came to Wakefield.
Well, that makes me very happy. But let me see now. You've been in Wakefield several weeks now, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I should think in all that time an attractive young woman like you would have found some young man to rush her off her feet.
I must admit it hasn't happened.
Oh? Well, I know we're not oversupplied with eligible young bachelors here in town, but still, there must be one or two who have the proper qualifications.
Oh, I don't know, Mr. Bowman. Maybe I haven't made up my mind just what the proper qualifications are. Besides, even if I did, the other guy might not think I have them.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Honestly, I'm afraid I haven't what you call a universal appeal. But at present, I've got this job of mine to keep me busy. You'd be surprised how many things come up trying to get a place started. I've been running around in circles most of the time.
But you mustn't work too hard, though. You need a bit of relaxation now and then. Perhaps we can have another little dinner party before long. That is, if you'd like to.
Oh, yes, I'd love to. Really, I would.
Fine. Suppose I telephone you at the hotel.
Mr. Bowman, greetings and salutations.
Well, hello there, Brett. How are you?
Pardon the interruption, but I'd like to talk to you for a moment when you're free.
Oh, I believe we can manage that, Brett.
Oh, I'm just run along.
I'll be with you in a moment, Brett. Lily, if you'll sign these papers where I've marked them and send them on to Mrs. Shipley.
I will. And thanks an awful lot, Mr. Bowman.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop in the meanwhile.
Thanks. Goodbye now.
Goodbye. Come in, Brett.
Okay. Say, it was the charming blonde. They didn't have anything like that around here when I went away.
Miss Devon is a friend of Mary Lane's.
Well, what's she doing here in Wakefield, of all places?
Well, she's opening a supper club at the Brown Palace Hotel.
You don't say. Well, things are really looking up. Now, you understand, Mr. Bowman, my interest is purely academic. Young lady looks rather expensive. And in my financial straits, which brings us around to the purpose of this visitation.
I'm glad you dropped in, Brett, even for business reasons. I'd heard you were back. I'm glad to see you looking so well.
In the pink, Mr. Bowman.
Well, I've noticed that most of the boys do look mighty fit. They've been drifting home one by one. Now that you're back, I guess that accounts for just about everyone.
Yeah, leave it to me. First one over, last one back. That's the luck of the Cameron.
Oh, now, Brett, I wouldn't put you down as having been badly treated by life. You've got that nice little cottage there, lovely grounds. I imagine you're intending to take over again, aren't you?
What else can I do? At least I'll have a roof over my head. Yes, Mr. Bowman, you can look forward to hearing the sounds of merriment and revelry floating over to you across the river again.
Well, it'll be nice to see your lights over there. I've thought about it often while you were away. It seemed quite dismal having your place in darkness every night. I hope you found everything in good repair.
Oh, yes. My tenants in the big house looked after things very nicely.
Mm-hmm. Have you made any plans as to what you're going to do now?
Plans, Mr. Bowman? You ought to know me better than that. I expect I'll just go along in my own useless way, having as good a time as I can within the limitations imposed by my unfortunate financial standing.
Brett, have you thought about taking a job?
Work?
Well, there's nothing like work to...
Please, Mr. Bowman, I'm very sensitive. Very word gives me the shudders.
You're absolutely unregenerate, aren't you?
Absolutely. Irresponsible, footloose, totally useless. Awful, isn't it?
Frankly, Brett, I think it is, rather.
I know you do. But unfortunately, I'm so lost to the respectable humdrum walks of life that I don't even resent criticism. In fact, I anticipated you taking a rather severe tone with me when I came in today. You see, I've been wondering if we couldn't work out some means, some way by which I could lay my hands on a bit of that principal Dad left me. This tiny income of mine, it's just enough to cover the minimum necessities.
But good Lord, my boy, you know the terms of your father's will, the way the estate was set up. No, I'm afraid it's completely out of the question.
By which you mean you refuse to consider doing anything about it, huh?
Even if it were in my power to, I'd very likely to refuse you, yes. I admit that. But as it is...
Oh, come now, Mr. Bowman. You could if you took it into your head. There must be a way of getting around such things.
I'm afraid not, Brett. And at the risk of your considering me an old grouch, I feel that
Not a grouch exactly, but shall we say just a bit on the stuffy side?
Well, even so, Brett. I must say I'd never see my way clear to tampering with the trust fund your father set up for you. He knew you pretty well, my boy.
Well, that's the verdict. I guess I'm stuck. Just have to worry along as best I can.
I'd like to remind you again that there is an alternative.
You mean I can always go to work? But you see, that's the very last thing I'll do. I prefer to live by my wits.
Rather chancy undertaking in these times.
Don't worry. I'll manage. Better than you think, maybe.
Brett Cameron accepted his defeat cheerfully enough. Leaving the bank, he strolled down to the drugstore, went directly to a telephone booth in the corner.
$213J, please. Okay. Hello? Is that you, Jesse? Hello, darling. Yes, of course it is. I knew you wouldn't forget my voice. When am I going to see you? Oh, yes, I am, darling. Well, what if you are? Just because you're Mrs. Ben Calvert, you can't have changed. Nonsense. Look, my sweet, I'll expect you this afternoon. Oh, no? We'll see. Certainly I am. And I'm sure of you, too. Goodbye, Jesse. Until later.
Jessie Calvert, Ben's wife, and Brett Cameron, the dissolute, charming man who had told David Bowman only a short while ago that he refused to take a job, preferred to live by his wits. What did Brett mean by that somewhat ambiguous phrase? And had Jessie Calvert anything to do with what he meant by it? Now for our story.
Randy, there's the mail.
Okay, Mom, I'll get it.
The arrival of the mail was always an event at the Lane farm, even if it only meant a delivery of the Wakefield Sentinel or a copy of Lefty Larkin's beloved farm journal. But now, Randy reaches in, extracts the paper, several magazines, and a penny postcard addressed to his mother from Chicago, which Randy proceeds to read without shame as he walks back toward the house.
Well, let's see what Dell has to say. Dear Mary, just a line to tell you I arrived back here safely and to thank you again for a very nice visit. So glad things down your way are cleared up
Well,
again.
I see you have quite a batch there. Anything interesting?
You got a nice card from Dell.
Oh, why, Randy, you don't mean to say you read it.
Of course. I always figure people who send postcards should expect to have them read by all and sundry. So I oblige. You don't mind it.
No, of course not, dear. You know I don't have any secrets from you anyway. But I couldn't vouch for everyone. Some people might resent it.
Don't worry. If I thought they'd object, I wouldn't mention it.
Oh, Randy. Well, you don't mind if I read it, too?
No, not a bit. Here, go right ahead. Here you are.
Well, that's nice of Dell. She's always so good about keeping in touch.
Yeah.
She sounds rather low. Didn't you think so, Randy?
Oh, I don't know, Mom. Hard to tell in just such a few lines.
I suppose so. Too bad Dell couldn't have stayed down here a little longer the last time.
Well, I think she felt kind of awkward, on account of Lefty.
Perhaps. Still, I know Lefty was awfully ashamed the way he'd been acting toward Dell.
Yeah. Well, you know one thing about Lefty, Mom. You can't budge him an inch when he thinks he's right.
That's true, Randy. But when he finds out he's made a mistake, he's quick to admit it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And I think that's what's bothered Dell. She hated to see him feeling so guilty.
Mm-hmm. And you know how Lefty is. When he feels something deeply, he gets all choked up.
Yes, I know. And when that happens, he doesn't express himself very well.
Yeah. I wonder, Mom. Do you think Lefty and Dell will ever get together again?
I've thought a lot about that, son. It's hard to say.
Well, I sure hope they do.
So do I.
See that Georgie Stewart's still running a series on the returned serviceman.
I've rather enjoyed those articles. He writes quite well, I think.
A little too gushy for my money. Sounds like these sob sister things. I got a kick out of the one about Mario Descari, though. You know, I think he was a little afraid of Mario. He kept that one down to the facts without too much embroidery.
He'll probably be out here to do one on you before long.
If he does, I'll put the fear of the Almighty in him, I can tell you that. I don't go for that gossipy kind of guy. They give me the creeps.
Now, Randy. The little man doesn't mean any harm. You mustn't be mean to him.
Yeah. Don't see anything more about Kit Calvert. Apparently they haven't been able to trace her yet. Or maybe they've just given it up as a bad job. After all, the damage is done. Still, on the other hand, it doesn't seem right for her to get off scot-free after perjuring herself the way she did.
I doubt very much if Kit will get off scot-free. She may not be punished legally. But I'm sure her conscience is punishing her for what she did.
Maybe so, if she has a conscience. And yet, I remember one semester at school, Mom. For some reason, she was living in Wakefield.
Oh, I remember. Her father had sent her east to school, but for some reason he took it into his head to bring her back to Wakefield for a while.
Yeah. And was she sore about it? You know what brats kids are sometimes. How cruel they can be. Well, after that fancy Eastern boarding school, she thought she was too good for the common people. She had that superior air. So, naturally, the kids let her have it.
Children are quick to notice anything like that.
Yeah, they sure are. Well, one day I found her crying. She said everybody hated her. She had no friends. And kept talking about her father. She seemed to be afraid of him. I really felt sorry for her.
The poor child.
I remember I told her not to cry, that I'd be a friend of hers.
She had such a difficult childhood.
Yeah, poor kid. She was so much on the defensive that it was tough to know her, to be her friend. Anyway, her father sent her away again not long after, and the next time I saw her, she's the way she is now, selfish and inconsiderate.
Well, Randy, I think Ben's as much to blame for the way Kit turned out as any father possibly could be.
Yeah, Kit sure had the makings of a fine person originally.
But Kit realized what Ben had done to her mother. And somehow, I think she sensed he was destroying her, too. And she hated him for it. I think that hatred of her father is really the cause for the way she's lived. No emotional security. No warmth. It's no wonder she turned out as she did.
You say she hated Ben, Mom, but it seems to me they were pretty thick.
Perhaps it looked that way. But it's my opinion, Ben dominated her, imposed his will on her.
I see. Well, maybe she just got tired fighting against it. Decided it was easier to give in.
Probably. But does that absolve her from responsibility for her actions, Randy?
No, but it helps me to understand her actions, Mom. You know, I think you're right about her attitude toward her dad.
Kit's been afraid of her father all her life. Maybe she didn't realize it consciously, but I'm sure it's true.
And at that moment, the young woman under discussion in her dingy room at Miami Beach had just opened the door to admit her landlady, Mrs. Brotherton.
Did you wish to see me about something?
Why, yes, Miss Cummings. I hadn't seen you for a couple of days, and I got to worrying. Thought maybe you were sick.
I'm quite all right, thank you. I went away for a few days. I thought I mentioned that I planned to.
Oh, maybe you did, and I forgot. seems like I have to keep so many things on my mind these days, what with one thing and another. For instance, about that car of yours.
What about it?
This sea air is very bad for the paint, you know. Eats it right off, they say. I wanted to tell you that I have an empty garage now. It's another $4 a week, of course, but if you can afford it, I think it'd pay you.
It's not a question of affording it. However, I won't be needing the garage. Now, is there anything else?
Well, Miss Cummings, you've been here a week now. As I told you when you moved in, rents are payable a week in advance. I have to protect myself. You see, you'd be surprised how people would take advantage if you don't.
Never mind, Mrs. Brotherton. I have your rent ready. Right here. See, it's $10. I believe that's correct, isn't it?
Oh, thank you, Miss Cummings. Not that I don't trust people, but...
Yes, I know. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a headache.
Kit Calvert managed to get the landlady out the door, which she locked before she returned to lie down on her bed, staring up at the ceiling, which was a dirty brown color with stains where the roof had leaked through. She was thinking...
She would ask about the car. They notice everything, women like that. But I'm safe. She doesn't need to know. Thank the Lord I got rid of the car when I did. It was a dead giveaway. But it's out of the state now. Out of my hands. Even if they trace it, they won't find me. I have handled all this beautifully. I've thought of everything. Oh, but how much longer can I go on like this? Sooner or later, when my money runs out, if Dad finds me, I couldn't stand it. Oh, these beastly headaches. Pounding. Nothing helps. The way my arms go to sleep. Like lead. I'm cold. But this room's like an oven. Oh, what's the matter with me? I can't think straight. Something I've forgotten. Something I should have done. When I wake up, this feeling that something awful's going to happen. The dreams. The fear.
Kit Calvert, struggling to maintain a hold onto reality, to coherence, which seems to be slipping away from her. More and more, the ability to distinguish between the fantasy world and the miserable actuality of her present situation eludes her. Yes, Kit, you're right when you tell yourself the fear is the worst. For it is that fear of your father, the fear you've had all your life, which may eventually cause the slender thread which still binds you to the rational world to break, plunging you into a nightmare of distorted images created by your unconscious feelings of guilt.